twice. I cop by the twos and I don't pump fake with the price. Always on the grind, I put in work with all my might. I know that he got me, not by sight.
The Big Voice, KWTN, 100.9 FM, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. Welcome everybody to a beautiful Tuesday here in Winnebago Studios. We are live. Make sure you folks have an opportunity. DJ Guaranteed, Communications Officer Garan Coons. We are joined in the studio. We also have Bethany Redhorn, DJ Bethani, and we have MCBKC, also one of our helpers for the Winnebago Indian News here. So we're going to get right into it because we have a lot of information. We have a whole slew, a whole heap, and a whole plethora of things to get out here. So we're going to turn it on over to the Winnebago Indian News for the latest issue. Go for it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brian Chamberlain, editorial contractor for the Winnebago Indian News and also physical resources director for the Winnebago Tribe. As you may have seen, the last issue of the Winnebago Indian News came out to your mailboxes on this past Saturday with our headline announcing the first day of notice of intent for the Winnebago Tribal Council election. What that means is that 3 of the seats are up naturally every year, and so the process begins by individuals who wish to run for one of the vacancies to file the paperwork necessary to basically announce their candidacy. That opened on last week. I forget the actual date, and it will go through Monday, August 4th at close of business. So if you plan on running for the Winnebago Tribal Council, fill out your paperwork and get her done.
Yes. There's 3 things that were updated to that. It used to be 50 signatures or $50.
Right.
Now it's $75 or 75 signatures.
Yes, inflation. No,
Yeah,
just kidding.
that is right. And then there was a couple other things too, but there is a Winnebago election page.
Yes.
And if you want to see the election schedule, anything like that, go to WinnebagoTribe.com and you will see the recent updates and stuff. So make sure you utilize that.
That's right. And so also, if you or your relatives want to receive the Winnebago Indian News, or you've moved, get a hold of our office circulation manager, Tyler Snake. That's Tyler, Tyler.snake at WinnebagoTribe.com to update your information. And just like we always like to say at this point, I'm not sure if they've officially announced it, but the Winnebago Tribal Council has taken actions on a certain distribution, which is usually around now.
Yeah.
And then please update your information with the tribe's enrollment department. They don't know where you live if you've moved all over the place, so please make sure they know where you are.
For sure.
Yes, with that.
And then I know that in your other hat here is that physical resources director.
Yes.
You guys been busy out there at the powwow grounds.
Absolutely.
How's it looking?
It's coming along nicely. A lot of people, how come it's not mowed? How come not? You can't mow it right away because it'll burn. And so we've been doing this for 159 years, guys. I've been for all of them. No, it's crazy because I've been there for 50. It's like whatever. But at the same time, yeah, the grounds are coming along nicely. All of the departments are pitching in. The contractors are still out there working, and they're going to go right up to the date. But it will be prepared, and we'll have the best powwow once again in just a few weeks.
Yeah, the countdown
is
also on the website. If you go to the website, you'll see an actual down to the second to that 6 a.m. flag raising on Thursday, man. Getting pretty exciting around here.
Yes, it is. And the 159th annual homecoming celebration, of course, celebrating the return of Chief Little Priest and the Company A Scouts. In this latest issue, we also have an interview and information from the head dancers. So both the head man and head lady dancer are featured in this latest issue. And we also have a return to a oral story shared how many years ago? It was first shared in 1988, and we reprinted it also in this issue as well. So,
nice.
Yeah, and we'll be coming up with the next issue, which will be almost fully dedicated to the powwow, so definitely look forward to that in the Winnebago Indian News.
Powwow issue around the corner, huh? Okay, all right. So you're going to be back for the answer
Yes, I have questions that you guys are going to... So I hope that you're ready.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Thank you. Winnebago Indian News in the house. All righty. we're going to introduce our next guest. But before we do, we have some announcements that are going to be coming up. We do also have the rant of the day. We have the joke of the day. And then we have a whole plethora, including something that's going to be happening tonight down at the big screen. You guys want to stay tuned for that information. So we are going to give the microphones and the airwaves on over here to our next guest. We appreciate them. Hard at work, busy summer, but they're doing a great job here. So I don't know how we want to do this. We want to start with Jordana and then go down the line?
Yeah, I can go first. I just want to say hi, NP. Good afternoon, good morning to everybody that's listening out there. My name is Jordana Bass. My whole chunk name is Hatajamani Winga, and my clan is the Bear Clan, and my parents are Monica Smith and Buffalo Bass, and I am the granddaughter of Janet Bass, Greg Bass, Grace Earth, and John Smith. Yeah.
Welcome. And then she's also our previous Win editor, doing a great
yes,
job,
sir.
and still helps us out, including last week. She was we did the baseball game there with the Winnebago Indians.
Can you?
Yeah,
baseball.
that was pretty fun. Okay, next.
Yeah, good morning. So my name's Sandy Mackey Scott, part of the Wolf Clan here with the Winnebago Tribe. My parents are Sandy Scott and Gwen St. Cyr. Paternal grandparents are Regina Scott and Sandy Scott, sorry, who I was named after. And then my maternal is Rosalie St. Cyr and Russell St. Cyr. Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, and then also we didn't have a chance to say, but congratulations, you walked across the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So good job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that is
that.
awesome.
I love our audience today.
I'm Andrew Halsey. I'm one of the teachers up at Winnebago Public Schools. I teach social studies up there. I also work with the academy program. I do the musical program out there. I do a lot of stuff at the school, but yeah, I'm here helping out over the summer. Before I got into education, I was involved in like broadcasting and like movies and stuff. So I'm up here just supporting the organization.
Nice. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what we got here today because we have some videographers, we got some directors behind us here, and we're gonna have a chance to interview them. But tell us what we got.
Yeah, so this is our second year of doing this amazing program, and it really came from an idea that me and Jordana kind of was trying to get going and make happen, and it really came down to just providing those artistic opportunities for our native youth in Winnebago. Sometimes we feel like sometimes the sports realm arena kind of takes a little precedence sometimes, and some of our kids that don't really gravitate to those kind of activities don't have that opportunity for creative expression and development. And so me and Jordana kind of experienced those our first-hand experiences in high school and just being in a community that those opportunities are limited. And so with us bringing our creative juices, ideas together, Jordana, wanted to do like a film camp and provide those opportunities for youth to use those creative, skills and ideas and bring it together. And so this is our second year doing this film camp, and what we do is we really bring the high schoolers in. We partner with Winnebago Public Schools, higher education, and really Jordana's she's working on a nonprofit right now that's going to be spearheading this in the future. But my business and education took the lead on this last year as the pilot program. And so this year we have 5 new students that are coming together and just trying to create some different films. But I don't know if you want to add a little bit more onto that.
Yeah, I can add to that. And one of our major goals, like within the program, as Mackie mentioned, that there isn't really a whole lot of opportunity for like our creative and like artistic students to be able to really hone in on their craft or be able to gain that first-hand experience in learning things like media, such as filmmaking. Filmmaking is a big part of what we're trying to do, and we're really trying to utilize Winnebago culture as sort of those talking points, because we feel like that it's a good way to be able to have our youth really engage with our tribal leaders and our knowledge holders to be able to captivate, capture those stories and find creative ways to share and tell those stories, because we feel like we're at a point, you know, in our tribe to where we need to be, you know, recording and documenting a lot of these elder stories and a lot of these elder teachings, because, you know, that's really the root of who we are, and we need to try to document those things.
Yeah.
So really that's what our mission and goal is here in our film camp and at our organization. So at some point, you know, it is at filmmaking right now, but we would like to branch off into like podcasting, broadcasting, journalism, graphic design. There are other different type of media, digital media careers that we're trying to be able to give these youth an opportunity to be able to experience firsthand, and hopefully this would give them sort of like a leg up, and maybe they'll go off and go into college for this type of field, and maybe come back to the community and utilize those films, because we're not going to be here, you know, we're not going to be here forever. So we really need to try to get our youth to be able to learn these skills and how to implement the culture in this.
Yeah, and another big piece of that too is really trying to educate our youth about Native stories and Native concepts told by Native storytellers. I think we've all kind of witnessed some stereotypical stories and mediums and things like that being out there, and we really try to ingrain that into our kids, that these stories they need to be authentic and come from our indigenous people and an indigenous view there, and you know, you really can't teach that culture, and these kids, they have so much amazing ideas and thoughts and stories, and we really try to pull that from them and their ideas, and we try to challenge them and try to push them in uncomfortable positions too, to help them grow as well. But yeah, so this is our second year of doing this, and we're really excited for this to continue to expand and grow, and each year, like I said, we try to meet with them and see what their ideas and thoughts are, and we try to, you know, try new things, and so we'll have them come up here shortly and talk about their projects briefly, what they're going to be doing. Last year we had 4 amazing projects. This year we have 3, and so like I said, when we have them come up, we'll have them talk a little bit more what their projects are like.
Yeah, definitely. Can we back up? What's the name of the program, and what does it mean?
Yeah, so Wodak Kodak Youth Organization. So we're the Wodak Kodak Summer Film Camp. So Wodak Kodak means storyteller in Winnebago, or in Ho-Chunk, I should say. So really what we're trying to do is really nurture Winnebago stories, and that's really the essence of what we're trying to do at our organization.
I seen you guys' Facebook page, and you guys were working with animation.
Yeah.
I mean, the opportunities, that there's no ceiling on that. You know what I mean? And I was just like, tell us a little bit more about that.
So like I said, 3 amazing projects this year, and we really, like we said, we try to put our kids in uncomfortable positions to grow and expand and things like that. Well, along with that concept, we do that with ourselves as facilitators. And so I'll just be honest now, I don't have experience with animating or anything, but what we did is we took the kids' interests and what they wanted to do, and we tried to make it work and find the different speakers or connections to help us get that going. We use Halsey, some of his contacts. We use some of Jordana's contacts, and they came in and talked about different animation, what that looks like. And so this is a whole new realm for us too, so we're learning with them. But you know, after this experience, I really appreciate animation.
Right?
I was mad that the 3rd Spider-Man film was delayed, but I'm no longer mad because I understand that. Sorry, Sony. But yeah, so like I said, that's just a new medium that we're trying to get our kids exposed to, and we're investing into equipment that's gonna be here to help sustain it. We definitely have some good drawers and creators on our team here, and so we're hoping to expand this into the school year too, to an after-school program. We do have one student. Unfortunately, he's not able to be here today, but he has a passion for audio, mixing and creating audio, and he brought his guitar in and showed us how he did that.
Awesome.
He was teaching me about some films or audio stuff, and I was just like, all right, cool. You know, it's kind of it's really impactful to see that, you know, us being the teachers and facilitators and teaching them, but they're also teaching us too. So it's just an amazing experience. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah, and if I can add like onto that just kind of shows like there's a lot of talent here in Winnebago when it comes to creativity and artists, because and they just need the opportunity, and we're seeing that with our program, and we're just really trying to adapt and find a way to really hone in on their skills and be able to help make our projects better, I guess. Yeah.
Halsey, so you coming from where now? Is this your first year here at Winnebago Public School? Or?
No, this actually coming up here will be my 5th year.
Fifth year?
Yep. Like where I originally came from.
Yeah.
Originally from Pierce, Nebraska. Went to Wayne State College. I started off, like I said, going into broadcasting and theater and such, and then
Go Wildcats.
came back there. Yeah, Wildcats.
For sure. And then what do you think about the program?
Oh, it's great. It's something where you think you guys started it like last year, like the year prior, we started doing like a film club at Wayne State College, or not Wayne State College.
At the school?
At the
Yeah.
school. We were talking about Wayne. Where we were buying equipment, we were learning like camera shots and stuff like that. We were
Yeah.
looking at film analysis, and then that's how I got brought on as well as like my contact working with Mackie. Mackie's like, hey, you got a lot of film equipment and expertise as well. Can you come
Cool,
on here?
man.
On
So,
top
your
of that
help.
too, he is really involved with the one acts and the musicals too. So he works with the kids
Yeah.
with that. So I just see him as a really artistic, asset and just knowledgeable. And he
Yeah.
shares different things and brings a different view and piece to that too. So really helpful with that.
When I was in high school, it was smaller. It's not as big as it was back then and stuff. I think our graduating class was, like maybe 12 or something. I don't know. Anyways, Mark Casey, my coach for basketball, said try everything. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to try one act. I'm going to try speech and all that stuff just to kind of challenge yourself, because you only get one junior year. You only get one senior year and all this and that. So I tried, but I wasn't the best in basketball or anything like that, and even one act and stuff. But the things and the techniques that I learned in one act and stuff still apply to like being on the radio station and things like that. So I'm glad that you're fostering the next generation of whatever they may be, videographers, audio engineers, directors, even actors, voiceovers, whatever it may be and stuff like that. So do we get a chance to meet them?
Yes, we do. If we want to go ahead and do we want to do 2 at a time? Or?
2 at a time would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
You want to sit with him?
yeah, I can sit with them.
Yeah.
Get a headphone on or something?
Alrighty, so we are going to meet the crew here. This is awesome, and maybe we get a sneak peek. Is that what?
Sure.
So just to kind of FYI, we attended last year's. They had kind of like what they call like a film premiere.
Yeah.
And it was at the school, and I remember they presented 4 shorts and what they call kind of video shorts. As far as one was, I remember. One of our workers.
Miss Tyler, MC Ash.
Yeah, she did one on boarding schools, and it was very impactful, and it was very emotional.
Yeah.
And they did one talking to the elders, and they were sharing their stories, and one about powwow and the regalia. That was very awesome, and yeah, it was just a well-rounded. Anyways, so here we go. We are going to introduce our crew here. Go ahead, Mackie.
Okay. Yeah. So we have 2 of our amazing students here. If you just want to say your name, your clan, parents, grandparents, and then maybe after that we'll go into your projects.
Okay. Hi, my name's Lila Decora. I'm 16, and my parents are Brooke Decora and Eugene Decora. For my project, I'm working on a solo project, and it's a live film production, and it's really fun learning about everything, and it's really exciting to be here.
Nice. Do you have a title yet or anything like
It's
that?
called Cookies.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's do it. Yeah.
So
Go
okay,
ahead.
we'll go ahead.
So my name is Zoe. Zephyr Wilkie. My parents are Trevor Wilkie and Courtney Zephyr. I'm working on the animation part of the organization, and our thing is called Uncle. And
Yeah, so what's amazing, these 2 individuals here are and they're starting a new kind of realm of like films for us that we've experienced. So Lula's, hers is Cookies, and it's a narrative film. So this is our first narrative film that we're doing. Previously they were all documentaries. So this year we have a narrative, a documentary, and then an animated film here too. So Lula, do you kind of just want to give maybe a snippet or just a brief idea of like what your film is about, or what it's gonna look like?
So I'm Hopi, and this thing about cookies in our culture is like you can't give the recipe away. You have to learn on your own. And my mom spent years trying to learn the recipe, and so for this production, it's about a college student who lost her grandmother, who would make her cookies during hard times. And so during this hard time in college, she's trying to learn on her own how to make the cookies without any guidance, and while struggling with grief from losing her grandmother. So that's what it's about.
Dang. Yeah. I'm pretty excited to see that.
Mhm.
Yes, for sure.
So mine is about this.
Sorry, there's no wheels on that either.
Mine's about a dog. He's like kind of old, and his family didn't really care for him much anymore. So he eventually just kind of breaks off his leash and he runs like to this food truck, and then he accidentally ends up in another county with this guy named Jasper. And Jasper owns a food truck. And so they both try to figure out their problems, and Jasper tries taking him back to his home. But like
The whole idea of that too was kind of a spin on like the Life of Pets, but like res version, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there was that's kind of like the concept there, and like it's an animated film, and like I said, we kind of have a whole new appreciation for animation. It's not going to be a fully completed film, but they're going to give an idea, the premise of it. It's going to be briefly animated with key frames there, but we encourage them, and we're going to try to help them continue it to where it's going to be a complete project and fully animated and things like that. But like I said, when we got into this, we realized what went into animation, the time and how much it takes to draw, and just unfortunately with the time constraints, it's just not going to be able to get completed fully in the summertime, but they will have something to show to give that idea, and then hopefully we can hone it and get it complete through the coming year or so.
So we have an opportunity to see kind of like on the 100%, what are we completed? Like maybe 70%, or you guys?
So the other two films, so the documentary and the narrative, we're aiming for 100% done. Like it'll be a final production there. The animation, I would say maybe 20-35%.
Okay, so like get to see the skeleton.
Yeah, the skeletons
awesome.
and the drawings and things like. So you'll see animations of them moving, and you'll hear like the audio and the music and stuff like that. It just won't fully be animated there. So there will be a complete project somewhat degree, but it won't be 100% done.
And then there's a community event. I was telling Bethany last year we got a chance to see these in a theater and everything at the school. Is there something like that upcoming?
Yeah, so we are going to do 2 community events. The first one, the showcase, that's going to be in August. I believe we said August 11th. Do you have that up on?
Yeah, she has
Okay.
the flyer.
Cool.
August 11th at the Winnebago Public School Theater at 5:30. Open to everybody. It's
Nice.
free. We're gonna provide a meal. So we'll open with a meal, and then we'll have like a kind of like a talking panel of the kids, of their experiences, what they learned, where they came up with their ideas, and then show the films there. And we're hoping for a Native American month too in November, that we will show these films again too.
Awesome. What do you think about the program?
I think it's fun
Yeah.
to an extent. It's kind of tiring at some point.
Yeah. You guys are in session from like 8 a.m. till 4:30.
Yeah, 8 to 5.
Oh, okay.
Or 8:30 to 5.
Yeah, I got you working. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That is cool.
My bag's ready.
And then part of this too is that they're getting a little something for their time. Is that?
It's all volunteer.
Oh.
No, I was kidding. No, that's the great thing about this program is we really try to utilize the partnerships in the community. Big shout out to Vision Maker Media. They are a big, I don't want to say sponsor, but a big funding piece to this to make this happen. They helped with us last year with the program, but we really work with the higher education department with the summer youth employment program. So it's really great to see that they're building these work ethic, these skills, but also on something they enjoy and things like that. Because a part of this process too is the higher ed, they have like a career fair in like April, March, and they have all the different organizations in the community come and interview students to see if they want to work at their organization and just kind of have an idea of who they want for the summertime. And so me and Jordana, that's what we did. We set up a booth and did some interviews with the kids here and just kind of seeing if that was something they were interested in, not whatever. But yeah, so it's just like a really big partnership with the summer youth program in higher education.
All right. Well, Miss Decora, Miss Wilkie, is there any shout outs or anything like that you want to get to? And then we'll get to the next set. But appreciate you guys coming on. We're looking forward to them.
Yeah. No, I'm okay. I'm excited.
No, okay. All right. If it was me, I'd give a shout out to my girlfriend or boyfriend. Or, you know what I mean? No, I'm just playing. Just using you guys. Thank you guys. All right, we're going to bring on 2 more. So August 11th is going to be, and then I think we're working with them too to do something down at the big screen, right?
So that's kind of what I think he's tying in about Native American History Month in November.
Cool. Yeah. So one of the things I really appreciate is after the film, you get to talk to the director and get more of an insight. And it just makes it more meaningful to hear about that and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. As we get into our next few guests, we're going to start out over here. Give us your introduction.
Okay, my name is Camilla Blackhawk. What else? My mother's name is Ebony Saints here. I am from the Winnebago tribe. My Ho-Chunk name is Coons.
Awesome. And then maybe your title of the project that you're working on.
I was the script writer and I'm the director.
Oh, cool.
For which film?
Director.
The uncle.
For the Uncle animation, yeah.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Hello, I'm Leo Holstein. I'm the storyboard artist for Uncle for the Woda Kodak animation project. And I'm part of the Bear Clan. And
yeah,
so far.
So
I'm doing pretty good.
Leo, how do you like the project?
I like it as long as I'm getting paid. I'm enjoying it.
Yes. There you go. You're probably gonna need an agent here pretty soon. You know what I mean? Like to negotiate these fees and stuff. What was one of the things that really stuck out, or your favorite part so far?
Possibly just like storyboard writing. Honestly, considering it was like drawing all the little characters on there and showing it to Camilla and Zoe.
Yeah.
Who are the ones writing the script. So I basically just plastered what they wrote on the script onto like a single piece of paper, and they actually liked it.
Yeah. So I pose the same question to you. What kind of stuck out so far in this project?
So far, I really love writing. I think it's fun, but boring. I don't know. I think writing stuck out to me that whole time.
Yeah, and you guys seem like you're kind of have to be a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if a film crew has to be part of that team, and you guys get together, know each other a little bit.
Correct.
And that's pretty interesting and stuff.
I
too.
mean, me, Leo, and Zoe and Angeline back there, we're all in the same class.
Oh,
so
okay.
We all kind of know each other.
And you
already.
guys will be this year a junior.
We're gonna be sophomores.
Sophomores. Right on. So you got a couple more years with them, Mackie.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
We're trying to pull their talents and grow them with the program. And Camille is one of our veterans here, so we're glad that she came back to kind of take the lead on some things like that too. And with this program, we really emphasize 3 areas of filmmaking. It's the pre-production, production, and post-production. And there's some highs and lows with that. We kind of see where our kids are gravitating towards, where some of them like the writing piece with the pre-production. Some of them are liking some of the interviews where we set up with the production, and then post-production. I think most of our kids are not going to enjoy it. It's going to be the editing piece, but we're going to help with that, whatever. But we really try to get them exposed to those 3 areas. But on top of that, we know it's our responsibility through Summer Youth to show them work ethic. So we emphasize that teamwork piece, like you mentioned, that these big movies, they can't be done by one person. It's a team effort, and we work together, and the communication, the critical thinking, and just conflict management, things like that. We really try to practice those in the work that we're doing.
Nice. So Leo, we have a question for you, okay?
Yep.
They said that you're not going to get your paychecks unless you answer this question. What are the 12 principles of animation? You got to name all 12.
All right, I quit.
No, but is there some that you... I just seen that video up there. It's the 12 principles of animation. But what are some of the principles that you remember?
It's been a long time, man. I'm really tired, so maybe someone else can do that.
We might.
Sorry.
Yeah, we might ask. She's holding her hand back up there. She probably knows, right? Anyways, is there anything else you guys want to make mention? Shout outs or anything?
Yeah. Also, I got this medal from years ago, I think. Yeah, I think Coach Nick mentioned me once during this Big Voice podcast thing.
I think you guys won esports, right? Championship?
Yeah, I think we actually did that.
Well, good job, man.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us here today.
Yes.
Anything that you want to make mention before you get off the air?
Wait, can I say?
Shout out to Eliana Blackhawk. That's my nanny.
Yeah.
We love her.
You're gonna have to tell her to rewatch this stream so that she gets to hear shout out. But go for it.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, wait. What happened?
You have a shout out?
Oh yeah. Shout out to my dad. and
cool.
my Gaga, Marion Holstein and Leah Holstein.
Nice. All right, thanks, guys. We're going to get into our next set of guests here that are going to come in up part of this project that are doing a wonderful job. And, man, animation, again, one of the things that I really enjoyed was that documentary from last year, the documentaries that were presented. Myself, doing some film work and some documentaries. I just got a chance to see the one that Angel Decora did, the history of the Nishoshachi, and it was like awesome. Okay, so we also have some more. Go and give us your introduction.
What's up, guys? My name is Kaven Harden. P Maniga and Ho Chang. That means walks in a good day. I'm a member of the Buffalo Clan.
Kaven. All right, Kaven. Thank you for joining us. We also have.
I'm Angeline Snake. I'm Snake Clan, and my whole chunk name is Wakachinenjine.
Oh, nice.
Angeline.
Angeline, Snake, and Kaven. Okay, so what do you guys do in this project?
So these two, they're doing the documentary on the Buffalo Project. So we try to make at least one of our projects to be documentary related. So this is the one project that's going to be the documentary, and we really wanted to highlight the good work that the Wildlife and Parks is doing. And we're going to focus on their buffalo management and the bison there, and what that looks like, and how do they incorporate the culture with that. And so you guys want to talk about like kind of the experiences with this documentary and what that looks like? What were some of the things that we did together? What did we have to do to get this project going?
It's just a lot of emails.
Yeah.
So communication, emailing, setting those interviews up. And then you guys had to develop some questions, right?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Just asking basic questions and what they do to take care of the buffalo.
And so we try to teach them that the documentary, we kind of encourage that when we get in there, we kind of have an idea what the story is going to be like, but what if we get into the interview and it might just go sideways to a whole nother different realm? And so we kind of going into it with an idea, but I told him to kind of be mindful of like, it might go a whole different direction and we might get a whole nother story out of it. And so it's really challenging to see the difference thinking and critical thinking planning when it comes to the animation, the documentary, and the narrative film there. So, but these two are taking the lead on the documentary film.
Nice, guys. Keep up the good work, man. I think, there's something in this realm far as natives being natural storytellers. That's how we taught our lessons. That's how we taught our culture, everything. Nowadays, we got tools. We got the camera, we have microphones, things like that. And once they're recorded, they're going to live on for generations and stuff. So I want to encourage you guys to keep going, man. This is awesome. I think that you guys are doing some good work. I'm looking forward to, especially with the Sacred Buffalo, and the covering that. I think that I'm interested in that. Learned about the buffalo through like Louis LaRose and, what it means and that connection that we have, the brotherhood. They told us a story that once we're done with our bodies, here in this life, Mauna puts us in the ground, we come up as grass, and the buffalo, have a chance to nutrition their body. But we use the buffalo now to make sure that we have nourishment. So it's very, very admirable, and I'm looking forward to that. So appreciate you guys coming on. Any shout outs or anything like that you guys want to make mention?
I don't have it.
Yeah, you guys are talking so much that we got to shut you guys down now. But thank you guys, man. We really appreciate it. How about you?
A shout out?
Yeah.
Lahia and Chloe Carnes.
All right, there you go. Thank you guys. Cool, good one. I want to give a shout out to Jordana, Mackie. You could see the passion just through like the website, through the Facebook, you know what I mean? These guys are passionate about it, and that's translating. The project that is really happening and stuff is historical. It's always going to be around. So 50 years from now, you guys are going to look back at this and be like, wow, we captured that. Maybe there's some elders that have passed on to the spirit world that we're going to capture and stuff. So keep up the good work. We're looking forward to that date in August 11th and stuff. So keep up the good work, guys. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a nice setup.
Thanks, Leo. Got to meet some of the crew there, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Really awesome.
That is cool. So
See ya.
back to work they go. All right, Halsey, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
What do you think?
Grab our other guests.
Yeah.
I thought that was really awesome. This jam-packed with a lot of information, and I haven't been able to really like sort through the website, so being able to take a good look at it and seeing all the awesome things that they're doing was really awesome. The one thing I didn't get to ask, and I was panicking in that moment, but was asking them about their casting call, because I'd seen that they had like an open call for casting, so I'll have to connect with them on that. I think they're still looking for some voiceovers and things like that for their projects.
All right. Hey, how you doing? Wow, you guys snuck in here, so appreciate you guys coming in here. But we have the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System, as well as I think they kind of like do the / Winnebago Public Health Department, and we have the crew here. So give us your introductions for those people that have not met you guys before.
Yeah, I'm Melanie Tuomo-Heloa. I am the Director of Nursing Care Services. I was formerly the Primary Care Clinic Manager, and I'm also the Director of the SANE program, so Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner program that we're here to talk to you about today.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Jordan Bowman. I am an ER nurse that's been in with 12 Clans for about almost 2 years here.
Jordan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Family relation. Mom's last name's Lemire, so familiar with the community.
Oh, cool.
I'm one of the SANE nurse as well, the sexual assault nurse examiners that kind of help jumpstart this program too. So,
awesome.
Yep.
So
primarily in the ER, but.
Okay. So if we ever have to, hopefully we don't have to meet again on your terms.
That's right. Happy to see you, but
Right, for sure. And then we also have.
I am Matt Benson. I am the director of the Winnebago Domestic Violence Program.
Okay, so we're here to talk about SANE, and that's a great way to remember it, but give us that explanation here. What does that stand for again?
So SANE is the Sexual Assault Nurse Examiners, and the program is also including domestic violence. So it's SANE/DV.
Okay.
And Matt is an integral part of this. We've been partnering with him on the domestic violence aspect of it, and so we're excited to talk to you about it today. Hopefully, people don't need our services, but we are happy that we can offer it here at the hospital now.
Yeah. So do we have to give it like a disclaimer, like if you're, for a sexual assault or anything like that, you might want to, tune away or anything like that, but we're going to continue on with this interview. So just to kind of give the viewers and the listeners a heads up that we're going to be talking about something that's kind of, how do you say it? It's very sensitive.
Yeah.
So I think we'll just turn it on over to you, Matt.
Well, with the Winnebago Domestic Violence Program, we also assist with victims and survivors of sexual assault as well. And with our program, myself and 4 other people serve as advocates for our community. And when you call on us, or the SANE nurses call us saying that they're requesting an advocate, we come to the hospital, or we'll even meet you at your house if we have to. And we are by your side the whole way. We don't leave your side until we put you into a safe place.
Okay. That's a service that at times anywhere in the world that it might be needed. Now, is this for females only, or is it for, go ahead and tell us a little bit, who's eligible to have
Anybody is eligible for our services here. For the Winnebago Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Program, we, regardless if you're enrolled or not, if the incident happened here on the Winnebago Reservation, we're here to serve you and to help you get as back to normal as you can possibly get. If you are a member of the Winnebago tribe, it doesn't matter where you are in the country, we're going to find a way to help you. And also, if you need to come back home, we're going to find a way to help get you back home.
Yeah. So this SANE project has been in existence for how long?
So we've been working on getting this program up and running. So what would happen in the past is that a patient would present with a complaint of being sexually assaulted, and we weren't able to provide the services there, and so they would have to come into the ER or to the clinic, and they'd have to tell their story there, and then we would have to coordinate getting them transferred down, usually down to Omaha, to a larger hospital that can provide the services. So we coordinate transportation so they could possibly be asked, like, what are you going to Omaha for? And then once they get there, they're telling their story again. So it's just re-victimizing them over and over again by having to tell their story. So we recognize this as a need in our community. American Indian and Alaska Native people are at 50% higher risk of becoming a victim of sexual assault or domestic violence, which puts us at really high risk. We want to be able to provide this service, and so there's a handful of the nurses that took it upon themselves to get this up and going. We worked with Annie Boatwright from the Nebraska Attorney General's office, and we all became members of the International Association of Forensic Nursing. We went through a very intense training program, online training program, and then we also had to do in-person hours for this as well. So we have nurses available for 24/7 call coverage. So there isn't one there around the clock, but we are able to respond within an hour. And come in and be able to provide the entire exam there in the facility, so that way it cuts down on the numbers of times that they're having to tell their story, keeps them in their community. They're not having to go to Omaha or having to worry about how am I going to get transported back or anything like that. And so we're trying to do the best that we can to take care of them right here in town.
So if you're just joining us here, we got Melanie from the Winnebago Public Health Department. We have Jordan from the EA or Emergency Room Department down at WCHS, and Matt Benson, the Domestic Violence Director here, and they're talking about the SANE program. So I'm gonna ask you two questions, but maybe Bethany, you have a question here too, and guys can think about it and stuff. But I'm gonna ask you about domestic violence. What are types of examples of domestic violence, and then same thing for sexual assault? Is there any kind of examples that you can give us for sexual assault that we need to come see you guys? So those questions are coming up. But Bethany, do you have any questions for them?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, so give us some examples of domestic violence. Like when do you think it warrants a call to your guys' program? And I know that Matt, you said you have 4 workers here, and some of them are tribal members and female, and you have you and stuff like that. So if there's a male that gets domestic violence, if there's an incident or anything like that, but what would you say?
Well, I would say if you believe that you're in an abusive relationship, and it doesn't have to be just physical. I mean, there's emotional abuse, financial abuse. Abuse is always about control. So if you feel that that's happening to you, please give us a call. We have a 24-hour hotline that someone is always able to answer. And so give us a call there, and we'll talk to you about it.
Okay.
And the advocates, it's 4 female advocates and myself. So if you are a male who believes they're in an abusive relationship, you can call. And if one of the female advocates answers and you're not comfortable talking to a female about it, they have the ability on the on-call phone to just transfer it right to me, and they'll call me up and be like, hey, I'm transferring a call to you, and I'll talk to you.
Okay. Awesome.
And same thing if I'm the one on call and you're a lady who calls in needing help, and you don't feel, and if it was a man that abused you and you don't feel comfortable talking to a man, vice versa, I can transfer that call right back to one of the other ladies and we can get you help. But always, if you feel that you're being controlled by your partner or that you're in an abusive situation, talk to us.
Okay.
We can always find you some kind of help.
And then we'll get the information as far as the number and the website up here shortly. But do you have that on top of your head?
Yep, the number for our 24-hour hotline is 402-745-3959.
Okay, awesome. And then as far as sexual assault, like what would warrant a call or maybe a visit to the ER to talk to you, Melanie? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, so any kind of unwanted physical contact, any penetration into any of the
Any oversis, so oral, I mean, anything, any unwanted touch, any unwanted things like that. Obviously, there are other signs and things like that too. When you do come into the ER, same with domestic violence as well as the sexual assault, we do initially, every nurse at triage will say, ask you safety questions.
Okay.
So that is a question that our ER staff is trained on asking. If you are in a situation where you're not really comfortable saying maybe in front of a partner or whichever, our nursing staff is well aware and open to pulling them to the side or things like that too.
One of the biggest things that we want, biggest messages that we want to get across is some people it takes several times to before they realize like this isn't right, I need to get out of this. Come in and talk to us. Like,
Yeah.
we can connect you with the domestic violence program, whatever you need. And if it's not today, like we're here for you. Like come in, talk to us, see what we can do for you. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes it does take people a couple different times, but our program offers services for 13 years and older. So if it's a pediatric patient who's under 13, we're going to partner with Project Harmony in Omaha and get them transferred down there because they have more specialized pediatric training. But anybody who's 13 and older, we can provide the care for you there. We worked with the Tribal Council and Big Fire Law and got the tribal code updated to mirror Nebraska's, and so there's 3 different reporting options. So in the past it had been if you were a victim of sexual assault and you came into the ER, it was getting reported no matter what. Now we have options as long as you're 19 and older. We can do a full report with evidence collection and then the police coming into the ER and doing their report, and then we have a partial report with it just being evidence collection, and then we have an anonymous report. So if it's an anonymous report, they have up to 20 years to change their mind. So if they get all of the evidence collected and they're like, no, I'm not gonna press any charges, I don't want to file a report right now, but then 2 years down the line they're like, this was not right and I want to change it and I want to press charges and do all of that, they have the evidence collected and they can make that a full report at that time. So they have up to 20 years to do that. So the tribal law now mirrors that, and so we had a lot of support from the tribal council. And again, if you're 19 and younger, just because you are a minor, we are going to have to report that. So just so people are aware of that, we recognize this as an opportunity because we want our patients to feel like they have that control. If they're not ready to do it today, if they're not able to make that report today, we want them to have that control to just process what they've been through, that traumatic event, and kind of work through that. And so it's giving them the power back to make that decision.
One of the things, and this is my opinion here, is that the first responders I have high respect for because what you guys go through and what you guys see and stuff, I think that if, we're praying for you guys, whatever it may be come across and stuff. But why do you think, and there's 2 questions I have here, and this is just my kind of mind going this way. P. Diddy had a case, right? And there's acquitted and all this and that and stuff, and there's kind of like some confusion going on. It's a high profile case and stuff, but when talking about sexual assault, in that realm and stuff. And then the second question is why do you think, like, in native country, why do we have a high rate of domestic violence and also sexual assaults and stuff that probably more than half of them haven't been reported? I guess I'll pose those questions to you guys.
I think it could just be, I believe that it could just be a cultural as well. One things that we learned about in our SANE training is cultural within the Winnebago tribe as well as just Native culture in general. I believe it could be just generational thing too. You don't talk about it, you don't feel it, you ignore it, and you go on with your day. And again, I think that's something that's passed on you know, and that's the barrier we're trying to break here with this SANE program with 12 clans and with Winnebago and things like that. I think that's that barrier, that generational barrier. Again, if it happened, you don't talk about it. You don't feel it, you ignore it, you bury it away.
Yeah.
So I think that, especially here with the reservation and things like that, I just think that that's probably why our statistics, unfortunately, are as high as they are. Again, I think it's just a generational thing, you know?
Yeah.
And with, like you mentioned, the new media that's going around and stuff like that, people do have some concerns, I'm sure, saying, well, we reported it, but he got away with it.
Right.
You know, as SANE nurses, ER nurses, we are here for you. We are going to do our best physically to help you as well as mentally and emotionally help you. So we are trained in that as well.
Yeah.
We collect evidence as best as we can. You know, if it's your decision if you want to do a full report, partial report, or, you know, anonymous report. But we are here mentally, physically, and emotionally for you throughout this process from the beginning till the time that you're out. So
I think just like Jordan said, it's just kind of like that shame thing that nobody talks about, and it doesn't only happen here, but we do think that the number of cases it's way underreported anywhere across the U.S. And so we want to give people the support that they need, give them the voice, give them their control back, their power back. It's a very traumatic event, and so one of the things that we learned during our training is just they really need at least that 24 hours to process everything that they've been through, because your body just kind of shuts down and it's in that survival mode. And so in order to like even start to really process it, you have to give it time. So
and this is so hard because there was an interesting fact that I in my lifetime and stuff, I've seen the movies, and usually it's the person that's wearing the hoodie and that comes out, and it's a stranger danger. You know, we were ingrained that. See, I still remember stranger danger and stuff like that. More often than not, it is a family member or somebody that you know. You know, and that's especially when domestic violence, it's somebody that you have feelings for.
Yeah.
And it's hard to separate those, and it's hard, you know, it's kind of like you see the red light, whatever it may be and stuff, you know. And then when it comes to sexual assault, it might be like a family member and stuff, you know, so that is tough, you know, like how would you say to them, you know, like that it's wrong, you know, like far as, you know, hey, that's a family member and stuff like that, you know, we have your family members back and stuff like that, but when it comes to sexual assault and stuff, you know, it's pretty tough.
yeah, our job as the SANE nurses isn't to decide like if this really happened or not. It's to take care of the patient, like take care of their needs that they have right then and there, and provide all of the support and resources that they need, even for if it's like a pediatric patient, even if it's for like mom or dad. Like we have an awesome behavioral health department that we can partner with. We have the crisis intervention team that we can partner with.
Yeah.
And so just getting them resources. Like I think that's the hardest thing is as a pediatric patient to be able to like tell mom or dad like this happened, because of that fear of, will they believe me, are they not going to believe me, you know. So just helping kind of navigate even through that process. Like we're there for you, we're there to help support.
Thank you guys for coming up to talking about this SANE program. I know that the crew sent us some graphics. I think you've been displaying them. There's also a website, and what is the website? I apologize here. Is there a certain
WCHS.health
Okay.
is WCHS's website, and it has links to all the departments on there.
Okay, and then it's just right there. You can find out more information. There it is, right there. Create and Sustain Health. It's a great website. I know Aaron and the crew, they came up and debuted that website.
Yeah.
Very nicely done and stuff. So if we need to, there's the 12 Clans Unity Hospital. You can come down and talk to the folks at the ER. Matt, where are you located at?
So our office right now, we are located at 272 Ho Chunk Plaza. We're right in between the Warhorse Gaming office and the Big Fire Law office.
Okay, across the street from the Sculpture Garden. So
Yes.
a lot of people probably know where the Sculpture Garden is and stuff. There's the we're showing the domestic violence program. There's information on there. And so if you have any questions about domestic violence, Matt Benson and the crew are over there, and their office is located by the Sculpture Garden. And then if you have any questions regarding sexual assault, the SANE program, anything like that, Melanie and Jordan, we appreciate you guys coming on up here and stuff. Do you guys, let's kind of maybe turn the page here. Little hard questions are done and stuff, but do you guys have some events coming up?
Oh.
I know that in the past you had like, what, a walk that happens in April, or?
Yes, so we had the Sexual Assault Awareness Walk.
Yeah.
That was in April. And then we're also going to have a booth out at the powwow this year.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see us out there. And then usually our next event after that coming up will be Domestic Violence Awareness Month in October. So we'll have another event coming up in October.
And I think we live stream a couple events. Dorsey and the crew, they asked us to come out, and you had some great speakers, and they were talking about that. I think you had an event at the Ho Chunk Center.
Yep.
And everybody wants to know if you're going to dance this year, Benson. Are you going to be jamming this year?
I'm going to pull the I'm white and can't dance card.
But you're a veteran and you help us with the flags
Yes.
and stuff, so thank you for your
Yeah,
service.
so I'll be out there helping out with some of the veterans events and stuff like that. And as far as I know, my son's not going to be playing on the state baseball this year. So.
Oh, okay. All right. And Jordan, you always come out for powwows. You've been here for 2 years and stuff too. So.
Yeah, I've been here for 2 years employed, but again, my family's from here, so I've been going to the powwows ever since I was itty bitty.
And the family is
Lemire.
The Lemire family.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm very familiar with the Coulter, the hospital, powwow, all that stuff. Been coming down here since I was little, so.
Yeah, and then I noticed here, just to kind of change the subject and stuff like that, but you guys got some great artwork on your guys', you have some nice artwork, and you guys use the same artist, or is it?
This is
All
my
tatted up.
daughter.
Yep.
Yeah.
My daughter did this.
Did she really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, she's quite artistic. She doesn't get that from me, but she's done a lot of my tattoos that I have.
I don't know if we can get a close-up of that and stuff like that, but people that are...
This one right here.
Yeah, man, that is some beautiful work.
Kendra Dragon, that's all her.
And then,
Awesome.
care to explain yours here?
Yeah, no. So my very first one got out of nursing school, and one of the rules in nursing school is no exposed tattoos. So the rebel, I was done with 2 years. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go get a tattoo that I can, show. So this one is my son's name and date of birth. So Alexander Robert, and his birthday is actually the 12th, so it's coming up of July. So, and then after that, I found
They're kind
the
of
love
addictive.
I found the love for more tattoos, and so it just kept growing and growing. So
Good.
yeah.
Awesome. And then Matt, what do you got there?
Oh, let's see. Well, we've got my, if you can see through the Sasquatch hairs. This is so I served in the Marine Corps, and so I've got my Eagle Globe and Anchor, and it's on fire. That's me and some of the other guys that I served with in Iraq. We got a Eagle Globe and Anchor on fire that says "Baptized by Fire."
Nice.
And then this one, honestly, if anybody can tell me what that is, I don't know. This one, I'm not entirely proud of it. I kind of...
We better stop there.
It happened in Spain, that's all I know.
I love it.
The interpretive tattoo. Nice. Any shout outs that you guys want to make mention? Maybe somebody that's listening and stuff. And then we also have one of your crew members back there. We're going to give her a chance to come on and step up. Nope.
No, I don't need to say anything.
No, okay. All right. Well, thank you for bringing them on up, and coordination and everything too and stuff. But anything for them, Bethany?
No, I just think that the SANE program is really awesome, and thank you for helping bring that to our community, because like we were talking about, the underreported numbers that are out there, it's good to know that they could reach out for help if they need it and feel comfortable to do that. So
I like to give a shout out at least to our SANE nurses that we do have. First name, Dawn, myself, Melanie, Candace, Tana, and Judy.
Rosalind.
And then Rosalind.
Yeah.
Yep, Rosalind's one of our
in
new members
training,
as
right?
well.
Oh, cool.
Yes. So those are the first name basis of the ladies that, again, if anything like this, unfortunately, it does happen. But when it does happen, I just like saying, we are here, we are prepared, we understand, and the biggest thing is you're not alone. Yeah. So definitely a few things we want to push towards.
Good
so,
words. Thank you, Jordan.
Yes,
Thank
of
you.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Pressure's
shout
on.
out's going to be to the advocates that we have down there, Joanne, Angel, Nikki, and Dorsey. I mean, huge shout out to them. And then I think my mom's probably in an appointment, but everybody please be praying for Nurse Julie. She had to have emergency surgery the other day. So
Yeah. Keep
everybody
us
be-
updated.
Oh, I will.
Everybody knows Nurse Julie, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We grew up with her and she took care of us, so it's our turn to
Yep, so-
pray for her.
Yep, she's being taken care of right now up at Unity Point. So I saw her yesterday and she was a little tired and groggy from surgery, but she's doing good.
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 That is good to hear.
Yeah.
All right, Melanie, Jordan, and Matt, thank you guys.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Yep.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so we are counting down to the homecoming celebration. What was the last countdown that you seen?
I was looking. I did it during All Request Live because I did it down to the second. But I want to say we were like
How many days?
20. Was it like 20?
Isn't it 17 days or something? 16?
Yeah, now it is. I want to say it was like 27 when I last looked at the countdown.
Okay. So what is it now?
Oh, I got you. Hold on. I had it up. Gotta pull it back up though.
The unveiling of the countdown. I don't know. Does the countdown stress you out? You know what I mean? Like it's gonna come. You know what I mean?
I don't know. For me, it like makes me excited.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get excited here. We are excited for the 159th annual home. 16 days, 11 hours, 56 minutes, and 16 seconds. Woo! Man. Okay, we are back. Oh, this is my favorite part. Okay, we're going to get into the joke of the day. After that conversation, I think we need a good joke.
Yeah.
Did you bring your little joke button there?
I did not.
But nonetheless, here, you got one queued up here, Bethany?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's see here.
Let's see if I
But
got
I
mine.
do have this.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
We got it.
Isn't
Okay.
that just a good sound?
It's my favorite.
Yes.
Oh, wrong one.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, I'm ready. Give it to us.
So I got a couple, just two.
Okay.
All right. So, you know, we deal with internet, Wi-Fi, all that stuff all the time.
Yes.
How do trees get online?
Trees.
Yeah. How do trees get online?
They bark. I don't know.
Close. They just log on.
Oh, I love it. They just. I'm gonna have to use that one. You know, we're gonna during the powwow. You know, there's gonna be some filler time here, so I'm still in these here, Bethany. Just
Okay.
log on. What do you got? What else you got?
All right. And then my other one here, it's going to be...
These the dad jokes here.
Yeah.
My son told me one too, and I forgot it. Dang it, Garrick's because I asked him. Anyways,
How do billboards talk?
man, we have a billboard up there by Homer too. If you have a chance, check it out. Big voice, 100.9 FM. No. Let's see here. How do billboards talk? They sign. I don't know.
In sign language.
In sign language? I almost got it.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
What did one hat say to the other?
What?
You stay here. I'll go on ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Everybody's tuning off now, so we better stop.
Are you doing the rant?
One viewer.
Your daily rant?
Yeah, we gotta do the rant here. Let's see if I got mine. Yes. You got one?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I've been
let's
thinking
go for
about
it.
this because we
All
haven't been able to do the show for a couple of weeks. But my
Today's
rant for
rant of the
today
day.
is please play the sound again. Because I experienced this all up and through both the Juneteenth holiday and the July 4th holiday, which are, you know, pretty
Yeah.
close to one another. When people sit at a red light long enough to make it turn, and they're making a right turn on red. So the other traffic has to stop and they just turn right. You know, so
Yeah.
like you're at a four-way stop and they sit there long enough, they could have just went, they could have just turned right, got out of the way, the light didn't need to change. The other traffic all has to stop because one car wants to make a right turn on red.
Yes.
And it's like, oh my gosh.
I know what you're feeling.
Yeah.
But okay, so I'm gonna advocate for those because it's probably me. It's probably me that's
I'm over
sitting
here like,
That was guaranteed.
the one that's up there by the mall. Okay,
Yes.
by the Hy-Vee section right there.
Yeah.
It just I'm not moving, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
that
The
camera,
camera, yeah.
that
I get it.
camera.
so as you're saying that, and as you say that, I'm thinking of the little four-way there over by Sam's Club and Walmart, and it's by Popeyes and stuff, by
Mm-hmm. Yes,
KFC.
yeah.
That one traumatized me. I'm like, I'm waiting for the green light.
I'm not
Be
messing
thinking
around.
right on red, but I gotta make sure there's no right on red sign.
I need one of those cop guys to, it's safe to go.
In general, I'll give that to you guys. Yes, if there's a traffic camera there, because the state of Iowa, obviously, oh my God, Council Bluffs, that city council handed their citizens over. They're literally on every corner of Broadway, which is the main drag there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like, and because every time I'm down there, we stop. I mean, I make sure it's flashing for someone. It's like they are making so much money, but whatever.
Yeah, and then everybody flips out in the car. They're like, "Oh, they got him!"
Yeah.
when they see that camera
Because
flash.
those are not cheap. My
Yeah.
daughter got a couple of those actually over by Sam's Club, and it's I
I'm
didn't
like-
go through, and it's like, oh, the camera's showing you did too. And whatever. Anyway, but yeah, but in general, if you're at a different four-way stop and someone sits there long enough just to make the light turn,
Yeah.
it's like you could have just went. You could have just anyway. So that's my rant.
What you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the same realm of vehicles because, and I think we've already discussed this, but I just gotta rehash it out because they don't learn. But this over here by the Pony, when you're coming 65 and a car just pulls out in front of you,
Yeah.
and you gotta come to a screeching halt just
Yep.
to prevent hitting them.
Yep.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's just, and then my Mini Coupe didn't have a horn, so I'm just like punching my wheel up, can't even honk my horn at them or nothing.
Yes. That is
What happens to those anyway? Is it the fuse or something like that? Why my horn doesn't work either?
And your guys'
Don't
bug?
tell anybody, but yeah.
I don't know what happens. I mean,
I've
I
been
really don't.
told that it's a real easy fix.
Is it just
It's
the
just
fuse?
a little fuse that just needs to get swapped out.
Man, my fuse must have blown or something. Anyways, yeah.
But yeah, the Pony, people pulling out in front of you at the
Or
Pony.
just in general.
If I wasn't with somebody, seriously, I would have crashed into them on purpose. It's like, I had to save somebody else, but if I was by myself,
So
Teach
beware
you to
the
pull out
cars.
next
you've
time.
been warned.
Okay, so my rant of the day. All right, I'm gonna go into the casino world. Okay, now I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Turn off. I'm gonna forewarn. If you're a smoker, turn it off now. Don't listen any further and stuff. But those people, okay. So in the casino, we like to play the Dragon Links, right?
Sure.
And they're usually in the bank, so that means they're
Yes.
in the line. Okay, it's the person that sits there with the cigarette, just letting it burn. Like, if you light it up, smoke it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just don't let it sit there because usually the air conditioner, and it just goes, and then you get home and you smell like cigarette smoke and casino. I was like, oh man. So shout out because I know that there's a lot of casinos that have a non-smoking section. And that's very cool. You know what I mean? I like that. I think Mystic Lake went to some non-smoking section.
The whole
and stuff.
floor.
But
Yeah.
you give that look. You should see the signs. You should see me going like this
Yes.
or going like this or something like
Yeah.
that. But what do they do? Oh my goodness! Like, I hope you lose. Nah.
Dude, I'm sitting there cheering. Are you done yet? Have you lost your money
Right.
yet? Yeah, and it's like, because I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's like, and then it's like the stankest, most rank. Did you buy those in 1992?
I know.
Like, holy cow.
I'm sorry, guys.
Some aged
or the
tobacco.
guy that
Yeah.
comes over with the cigar. And it's like, dude, no one wants to be around that. We know you're trying to be that. And it's like,
Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but that's my rant of the day. That's my.
I agree with
These are your guys' rants and stuff. You know what I mean? So they're a very good one. But we're gonna get into the answer. Is
okay. So it's gonna be you two,
Yeah.
or because I don't think I don't
Alright.
think Tyler is in.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
So,
Ask it out.
all right, guaranteed is up first.
Oh.
There's a bit of a surprise here, so I want you to be ready, Bethany. Okay.
I haven't been played in a long time.
Okay, let me keep track of this. And guaranteed. All right. Question number 1. These were from a previous show, so the timing on them does have a little bit of an issue, okay?
Okay.
Okay, with that, so let's see. Question number 1. In the past couple of weekends, the Oklahoma City Thunder won their first NBA championship. Who did they beat in their historic run to that championship? Multiple choice if you need it for all the questions.
Indiana Pacers.
Indiana Pacers? Okay.
Question number 2.
Okay. I love that, by the way. All right. HBO Max debuted season 3 of its wildly successful spin-off to Sex and the City. What is that name of the new series?
Oh, man. This is a good
Multiple
one.
choice if you need it.
I'm going to need multiple choice, man, because we canceled our subscriptions. Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Dang.
Okay. So, Sex and the City 2, TOO. I couldn't help but wonder. And just like that, carried away.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
What is the name of the spin-off series?
Dang.
Sex and the City 2, spelled TOO.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but wonder. And just like that, carried away.
Man, I tell you what, I don't know nothing about Sex and the City as far as the series and stuff. I always apologize. I know that they used to have a cool slot machine game, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
it was
they had
all
a
right.
couple of
Yeah.
them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the carried away. No.
Carried away. All right. That's letter D. Letter D. Okay.
You got to say it like that, too.
Carried away. Okay. Question number 3, then, obviously. Saturday in the Park happened this past weekend. Teddy Swims was the headliner for the concert. What is the name of the park where the event is held?
Grandview Park.
Grandview Park. Okay.
I was gonna...
Okay.
We have 4?
That is question 3.
Okay.
So now question 4. Yeah, we're at it. The 4th of July, Firecracker Day, Independence Day, kaboom. It was this past weekend as well. According to Google, which type of fireworks are the most popular?
Bottle rockets.
Bottle rockets? Say it out right?
Yes, they might say it out all right.
Okay. And then finally, question 5. As the United States celebrates another Independence Day, from which king were the revolutionaries declaring their freedom from?
Okay, so, what?
Of course, July 4th is Independence Day.
Yeah, gotcha.
So as the U.S. celebrates another Independence Day, from which king were the revolutionaries declaring their freedom from?
The revolutionaries.
Multiple choice if you need it, yes.
So what country? Like England?
Which king?
Oh,
The
which king?
Yes.
Jeez. I know they had like no kings protests and stuff
Sure.
like that. So, man, which king? Going back to, are we going back to history here?
1776, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
From which king were they into? Multiple choice if you need it.
Man, I need multiple choice.
George III. Richard the Lionheart. Louis XIV. Edward II.
Going to Edward II.
Edward II. That's letter D. Okay.
Let's go, Ed.
All right, then the surprise guaranteed.
Oh.
I have to get this back before Bethany comes back, okay?
Okay.
What are these?
Q-tips. Oh, let's see here.
Go ahead.
What are
Which
these?
camera are we using best? Do you know?
I think we're on that one right there.
Right there. Okay.
So
What are these?
Yeah, take those over there. And I have golf tees? Are they for golf?
Is that your guess?
That is my guess.
Okay.
What are these?
What are these? What are those?
All right.
That's
so
kind of what you think. All right.
You want to grab her or?
Yeah, I can. All
Okay.
right.
We are ready. So countdown again for the 159th annual homecoming. Hey, folks, so we did want to make mention that if you're a dancer and thinking about coming down to the Winnebago homecoming celebration, there is registration that is open. If you go to the WinnebagoTribe.com, there's a Facebook, and there's also the Facebook page. And the Facebook page is Winnebago Homecoming Celebration. But if you want to register before you come to the celebration, beat the lines, you know, so you don't have to get ready. A lot of times dancers, they kind of rush to grand entry. Points will start at 1 p.m. on Friday. Want to re-emphasize that because a lot of people, and across the country, a lot of people say points should start at 7 p.m. and stuff like that on Friday. But they're going to start, and the drum contest, everything's going to start. Point system is going to be at 1 p.m. on Friday. Thursday is a good relaxing day. It's kind of like we kick it off.
Yes.
More of the locals come, and we do a lot of the social dancing. So let's make a huge crowd for Thursday because the 159th annual is going to go out with a bang. Why you look so nervous there, Kevin?
I don't look nervous. I was thinking about talking about the the Warriors kettle
Yes,
on Wednesday night.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was thinking about how to approach that. You know, because it's for all veterans.
Yeah.
And what it really is to me is a healing ceremony. I mean, when you go out there, it's for you to heal yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that event it's awesome.
So we're going to talk about that after this, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay, so the surprise is, and I forgot to say this beforehand, it's a pure guess or a pure knowledge. If you get it out right, you're the automatic winner. So the performance of the questions may not matter. Okay? All right, so question number 1, however. Recently, the Oklahoma City Thunder won their first NBA championship. Who did they beat on their historic run to that championship?
Kevin can help you.
Multiple choice if you need it.
Kevin can help you.
I'll take your. I'm scared.
Multiple choice if you need it.
I'll take your multiple choice.
Yes.
The Baltimore Ravens, the Indiana Pacers, the Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat. Who did the Oklahoma City Thunder beat to get their first?
Who was your second one?
The Baltimore Ravens, the
Is that a football team?
Indiana Pacers, the Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat.
The Pacers.
Letter B.
Oh man. You're
Okay,
good.
and you both got that correct, but guaranteed said it outright.
It was good.
So you both
I
got
thought it was L.A.
Went to 7.
No.
Not this year.
All right, so question number 2 then. HBO Max debuted season 3 of its wildly successful spin-off to Sex and the City. What is the new series called? So there is a spin-off to Sex and the City.
Netflix and chill.
Multiple choice if you need it.
Yeah, I'll take multiple choice.
Sex and the City 2, spelled T-O-O. I Couldn't Help But Wonder. And Just Like That, Carried Away.
Just like that, and then carried away its own.
There's those 4 names. Sex and the City 2, spelled T-O-O. I Couldn't Help But Wonder. And Just Like That, Carried Away.
No, you gotta say it. You gotta say
Carried
it.
Away. What is the name of the wildly successful?
God, I asked for the multiple. What was that? The multiple choice, because I was thinking like, okay, it's Sex in the City. If it's a spin-off, then it's probably like Sex in the Country. I don't know.
So what is? Those were the choices. Sex and the City 2, spelled T-O-O. I Couldn't Help But Wonder. And Just Like That, Carried Away. Carried Away.
The first one.
Sex and the City 2?
Yes.
That's letter A, and you are both incorrect. It's called And Just Like That.
And Just Like That. Dang.
Yes, because remember when Carrie would be typing and she'd talk, and Just Like That.
I haven't watched it. Yeah, I
haven't watched it in
canceled
a
my
long
subscriptions,
time.
man.
No worries.
Yeah,
no worries.
summertime.
So
Anyways.
Both are incorrect on that. Okay, question number 3 then. Saturday in the Park, of course, happened this past weekend. Teddy Swims was the headliner for the concert. What is the name of the park where the event is held?
Grandview Park.
Wow, she
Grandview
is
Park.
good.
And you both got it outright. So you both get points for that. Okay. The options were Sertoma Park, Clacy Park, Grandview Park, Summit Street Park.
Yes.
Bend 'em all.
Okay. All right, question number 4 then. The 4th of July, Firecracker Day, Independence Day, kaboom. It happened this past weekend as well. According to Google, which type of fireworks are the most popular? Multiple choice if you need it.
Multiple choice.
Peonies, canister shells, morning glories, sparklers.
Dang. I'm out.
Peony, canister shell, morning glory, sparklers.
Morning Glory.
Morning glory, that's letter C. Guaranteed guess bottle rockets. That was not one of the choices. It is actually letter A, a peony. Those are kind of those, they flower out and stuff, whatever.
That's the number one selling
No
one?
way.
According to Google.
Man, it's got to be a.
Nope.
The Willows.
No, the one you drop in.
The canisters?
No,
No,
well, you can't
the
say,
shells, no.
but they have a name. Artillery
Artillery.
shell.
Nope.
Artillery shell.
They are down the
That's
list.
gotta be.
Really?
Yeah.
What's second? Did you see?
I believe it was the Morning Glories.
What is morning glory?
Those are those longer sparklers that color.
Oh.
They change.
Those are real dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, those are scary.
Okay, so then question 5, you both were incorrect on that. As the United States celebrate another Independence Day, from which king were the revolutionaries declaring their freedom from?
You should know this.
Britain.
Which
No,
king?
which king?
Oh.
Multiple choice if you need it.
You should know this.
I should, but I don't know. I think that
You
multiple
should-
choice.
You're just gonna have to retire if you don't know this.
Okay, the multiple choice are
I didn't know it.
George III, Richard the Lionheart, Louis XIV, Edward II.
Damn. Say it again.
George III, Richard the Lionheart, Louis XIV, Edward II. From which king were the revolutionaries declaring their
history
freedom
teachers
from?
mad at me.
Mr. Ledoux.
Mr. Sparks was my.
Your history teacher.
George III, Richard the Lionheart, Louis XIV, Edward II.
Edward II.
That is letter D, the same as guaranteed. You were both incorrect. It was George III, King George
it.
III.
No first one, right?
I was like that Lionheart guy.
Okay,
Sounded
so with the score then currently 4-3 in favor of guaranteed, you can win if you can tell us what are these.
What are those?
You can handle them. Let her see. What are these? What are these?
What are those, Kevin?
Don't give it away, Kevin. What are these?
Oh, you know.
Kevin should know what that is.
These are.
Guaranteed had his guess.
For the win. For the win. What do you think it's gonna be?
And 4K too.
What are these?
What are those?
I did try to show them to the camera, so
Oh, yeah.
people
My
were
bad.
online looking. No, that's fine. So, is there a better angle? Because I tried to show it to that one. So, what are those? Take a guess. Guaranteed made his guess. Was he correct or not? We'll see. But what are those?
Do you know what they are, Kevin? Do you know? You don't know what they are either?
Oh, okay.
Well, you might have got us.
I don't know. They're like I've seen them before. I don't know.
Can I
Maybe
guess?
I haven't.
Even though she's has hers there.
Sure, absolutely. But best me does.
I'm
have
thinking
to-
it's something to do with cleaning your ears.
Okay.
These are cleaning your ears?
Cleaning
The round
your
ones.
ears.
That's the one. I mean, that's
ear
the one.
cleaners. Do we have a good angle on the camera?
That one
Can I-
behind your head.
Okay.
Wait, one
Let me
second.
hold
One
them.
second. Let's see.
Yeah, take them out.
ASMR.
I know. So if you're able, am I too close?
No.
Oh. If you're able to see them, what are these? So guaranteed made his estimation. Was he
I have a
incorrect or
second-
not? I
I
don't
have
know.
a second guess.
They don't smell.
Are they like?
They look
they
like
something used to
toothpicks.
do-
Yeah, they're like little toothpicks. I'm gonna say they're like little party favor, like
Party
for
favors?
treats.
For treats?
When your
Yeah.
final answer is
Like kebab, like baby kebabs.
Oh, baby kebabs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, what did I say? I said golf tees, but that's impossible now that I got one in my hand here.
Okay. Do you want to change your answer? Are you going with baby
I'm going-
kebabs?
yeah,
okay.
baby kebabs.
For party favors. Okay.
Baby kebabs?
Yeah.
Is that what you
Are you
said?
gonna stick with golf?
No, I'm gonna change it to what are these? These are for like how do you say it? Like nail fillers. You know what I mean? Like you unscrew a nail and then you put this in there to
Sure.
plug it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I almost thought you were gonna say pin the tail on a donkey, but no.
Almost.
Okay.
No. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So unveil.
Yeah. Is okay.
Wait. Hold on. I like this part right here. When it goes.
I think I.
What you got?
You want one more guess, Kevin?
It's not legal.
We would not show it.
I didn't think so. So
Did anyone? Is anyone online to guess this?
Yeah.
There might be glare.
Not on Facebook, but how about
There might be
YouTube?
Glare. So.
No, I could see.
That sounded cool though.
Did it spill?
On
Anyway,
me.
Okay, so we have Baby Kebab, Party Favors.
Yeah.
You're saying something to clean your ears
Yeah.
with, and your final answer is
Fillers.
nail hole fillers in
Yeah.
the wall. Okay, you're all incorrect. These are the pins that went into hair rollers that women used to wear. These are the pins that would hold the hair rollers together after.
Old school ones, yeah.
Yeah.
You saying yeah? You did not know. You did not know.
I didn't know that then, but I mean, yeah, I get it.
So there would be
I remember my mom having those things, and they had these
Yes.
the pins.
And this
Because
is the pin.
they would roll them up,
And this
and
is the
then
pin
stick
that
the
would
pin in to
hold
hold
that
it,
together.
and that's how they get their curly hair.
What? They don't produce them anymore, or what?
No, most women. This is a very antiquated thing.
I mean, I want to say that's before curling irons.
So you did some thrifting and you got these?
Oh yeah, they showed up in there because
Wow.
when DJ Red-Eyed Redhorn, shout out to her, she was the one that put this together. She said, because I also have some other items that we're going to do into Res Ride that are going to be what is this? So get prepared, DJ Bethani, and anyone else that wants to come along, because there's going to be some items that you're going to guess, what is this?
What is
Because
this?
when she
Okay.
found, I knew exactly what they were, but she was like, you got to show them this. Because I was also hoping, thank you for coming on board, Kevin, that Tyler, I want to see what she thinks of these.
Right?
She probably already saw the show now. Right in. Anyway.
Shout outs. What you got?
Well, we didn't get to go live last week, so I want to give a birthday shout out to my brother. He's a July baby. Had his birthday. We had a big, nice. Actually, we didn't have any birthday celebration because he got to go on a vacation. So shout out to him.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Huggy.
Kevin shout outs coming up next. What you got?
Shout out to God for,
Shout out
for
to
al-
God.
always blessing us.
It's very Hunger Games in that music, by the way. I love it.
Oh. We got MCBKC shout out. What you got?
A little bit of Soul Blade there, too, like those games.
Yeah.
I'm here to win. You know how they always have that little phrase and whatever. Anyway, whatever. Yes, so indeed, shout out to my son, Jared. Yesterday was his 25th birthday. So happy birthday, son.
Yes. Oh. And DJ Guaranteed's shout out. Man. We got an intro to it, the shout out too, huh? No, I just want to shout out to our guests that came on today.
Yeah.
And everybody that tuned into Winnebago Talks. We had some hard discussions, but it was really exciting to see the crew here, the film crew, and we're counting down the days to see those documentaries and those movies that they're going to be putting together here and stuff. So the youth were here. We had the health department here, and man, we have you guys here too. So I am blessed. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. There's a lot of good things happening. Make sure you tune into the Winnebago Indian News because that children's clothing allowance information is going to be coming out here. So they're going to be working with the enrollment department, finance department, the Winnebago Tribal Council. We appreciate them for passing that. And as we get together for the Winnebago Homecoming Celebration, we do have some events that are going to be taking place before the lead up, including tonight. What do we have?
Tonight, you can come down to the drive-in movie at the big screen. They're going to be showing, presented by Winnebago Youth Crisis Intervention Center and Youth Shelter. They have a summer movie night, a Minecraft movie, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Winnebago LED big screen.
Nice. Now, I don't know nothing about Minecraft. Does anybody?
I know it's
yeah.
freshly out of the theaters, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
A little bit of a musical, too. Little bit.
Yeah, Jack Black's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Minecraft. Okay, so the game itself, though, is it true that there's no end?
Correct, because you just constantly create.
What?
Yep.
It's like that Mario Brothers and stuff? You're not trying to
No.
save the princess or
No,
anything?
not that type of thing. There's the specific events and that type of stuff, but because it's constantly being built and there are, I guess, characters or beings in the world that destroy what you create, so it continues to go on.
What?
Yeah.
So there's somebody probably just playing just to...
Yeah, and that's what it's designed to do.
Oh, it was huge. You
Still
see all
is.
the social media on it about people get kicked out of theaters for acting up for the certain scenes. You're supposed to throw popcorn in the air. And, I mean, chicken duty?
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many. The game itself has a very
Cult following.
robust following, yes.
Wow.
So,
Okay. I haven't seen the movie. Or I
and they're
haven't
all
played the
me and
game.
Kevin's age. No.
Hey, thank you
These
guys.
aren't even kids. No, just kidding.
Thanks for tuning on here to Winnebago Talks. We'll see you guys next Tuesday right here on KWTN 100.9 FM.